What is up, Texas A&M Aggies fans? IndyCar Timm here with your A&M Daily Blitz for today. It is Saturday, November 11th, and it is Mississippi State post-game instant reaction, recap, whatever you want to call it, in the absolute dismantling, undressing, slobber-knocking, shellacking, whatever other adjective you can think of to describe this rout of the Aggies over the Bulldogs tonight. It was a fun one to watch. It was a crazy one. It was off to an interesting start. So for those of you that weren't watching on TV or following on social media, we had an appearance of the fake Max Johnson in pregame warmups, as apparently Jimbo knew a little bit earlier than he let on that Johnson probably was not going to start tonight. And he had a fake Max Johnson out on the field during warmups, a dude out there with a ball cap on that was pulled down way over his face, and wearing a Max Johnson number 14 warm-up shirt and throwing left-handed, very awkwardly looking left-handed, like whoever it was. And I don't know if they've ever figured out who it was out there. You know, obviously one of the other players, but hell, it could have been his dad, right? Who knows? But you know, he very awkwardly throwing left-handed. It was obvious it wasn't him, and the people in the press box caught on very quickly and were making social media posts about it and things like that. But it was kind of a funny start to the game. But, of course, the third-string quarterback, Jaylen Henderson, gets the start tonight in lieu of Max Johnson, who injured some ribs as he got the crap beat out of him against Ole Miss last week. So, yes, Jaylen Henderson, he counted for all 4 of the touchdowns in his first career start here. Shamar Stewart returned a fumble for a touchdown, and that was piling on from that point forward. A&M now at 6-4, finally bowl eligible after missing out last season at 5-7. Henderson threw for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also ran for 60 yards and 2 more touchdowns. So he accounted for 4 of the Aggies' touchdowns all by himself. He was the leading rusher on the day also for the Aggies. Anaya Smith caught a 19-yard touchdown pass right before halftime that made it 27-10. And then Henderson ran down the left sideline just before halftime to make it 34-10 at the half. It was just a game where literally anything and everything that could go right for the Aggies did, with the exception of the opening kickoff, as Mississippi State ran that back for, it was Xavier Thomas ran it 94 yards, I think is what it was, for the opening kick for 7 points. So the Aggies are down 7-0, 12 seconds into the game. But, dude, that was as close as Mississippi State was going to come to the end zone the rest of the day. A 35-yard field goal by, was it Kyle Ferry, I think is his name, the kicker for Mississippi State, and a 35-yard field goal is the only scoring they got after that touchdown return on the kick. Everything clicking for the defense. 5 sacks on the day. We talked about Shamar Stewart's scoop and score, and York, Kerr's the one that hit the quarterback for Mississippi State that allowed Stewart to return the touchdown. But Richardson got a sack, Kerr, York, Hicks got a half a sack, shared that with Brownlow Dindy, and 5 total on the day. 7 tackles for loss. And, man, just like I said, the defense was smothering at times. And, you know, the offense was clicking too. You know, it looked like Jimbo Fisher kind of got out of the way with the exception of Jaylen Henderson, the quarterback, and kind of let Bobby Petrino call the shots and call the plays and let him run the offense. And good things can happen when everything's clicking, right? And when they're not, well, just look at the other side of the ball. That's what happens. Mississippi State, nothing was going right for them. 2 young quarterbacks, they couldn't get anything going right. They're really missing Will Rogers right now. I think he's missed the last 4 games for them. But you know what? Injuries happen. The Aggies certainly know about quarterback injuries over the past few seasons, and they're not going to feel sorry or let up for anybody here. Marcel Reed, the freshman Marcel Reed, the 4-star recruit that originally committed to Ole Miss, and then I think he's from Tennessee, and then flipped to the Aggies back in December. He made his first appearance And, man, the dude's got some legs, and he's got a gun for an arm. He didn't complete a pass, but he attempted to. And he had a pass where, if you didn't watch, he was rolling out to his left. He's a righty. Throwing out to his left under severe pressure from the Bulldogs defense. Before he got to the sideline, he was able to stop, set his feet, and throw just an absolute dart to the end zone that was almost a touchdown. Maybe not the greatest throw as far as situational, because I forgot who the receiver was covered up. But, man, it was a gun of a pass into the end zone. So Henderson and Reed both are going to be outstanding. And, the Aggies' future at quarterback is bright, even past Wigman. So we'll see what happens. You hope it's not so deep that guys start thinking they need to get out of town. The transfer portal giveth and the transfer portal taketh away sometimes. So we'll see what happens in that regard. But right now, the quarterback room looks amazing. Aggies beat the Bulldogs 51-10, become bowl eligible now. I'm sure it'll be some spare bowl that they'll be invited to that, it's not the playoff. But at this point, Jimbo and the boys will take pretty much anything they can get. Abilene Christian next week, and then LSU, of course, to end the season on the 25th. We'll have more on this game and break it down a little bit, the offense, the defense, probably on Monday or Tuesday. For those of you that are interested in it, make sure you are watching NFL football on tomorrow and on Monday, and enjoy all of that, and we'll have more Aggie stuff for you coming up next week. But we will do it all again Tuesday. Appreciate you guys tuning in to FanStream Sports, the Aggies Daily Blitz. Leave me a comment here in the video section if you are indeed watching on YouTube, or find me on X at IndyCar Timm. We'd love to see you over there. Let's talk about some Aggies victories here as they hopefully pile up towards the end of the season. But we'll talk about it more in the week. Until then, boys and girls, we'll see you.